Okay, so we're now recording. Welcome to our first marketing session. So far, it seems sparsely attended, but it will live on in video, and we will share that. So, Jeff, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, I'm Jeff Cornell in upstate New York with Keller Williams Commercial Real Estate. I've been in the business since 2008. You'll see on the screen a variety of listings that I run across in upstate New York. I do have some other listings, but I think for the crew that I would assume you're recording for, I have a couple different plazas that are out there that you see there.
Yep.
Also, I think the best opportunity I have available for discussion is the North Norwich Plaza. You'll see a picture there of a M&T Bank that is a ground lease situation. But there's about 24 acres that's sitting there, and this thing is really priced to sell. It's at $1.5 million for a ballpark number. You can see the site plan that I've got there. The problem with this plaza is that it has poor NOI. It's virtually a break-even opportunity. So my thought is, this price right here is quite honestly worth the asset itself. A couple of years ago, I sold 2 acres of land next door to Aldi, the grocer, worldwide grocer next door. The land went for 400 and some odd thousand by itself. So again, the asset here is something that is certainly an opportunity for someone to buy and turn around and get stabilized and make a lot of money and turn the asset over in 5 or 6 years.
Is the seller willing to take any paper, or he wants cash on the barrelhead?
Cash would be his first option, but if there was a sizable down payment, I'm sure that owner financing is an opportunity that would certainly be discussed.
Okay. And tell us
Obviously, there.
a little bit more about Norwich, New York.
Norwich, New York is basically a rural community. It's south of Utica by, I want to say, an hour and a half, and north of Norwich by Binghamton by about the same time frame. Route 12 is the major road that goes down into Norwich. There's some industry in there. It's definitely a third type of county, if you will. It's not, it's not a major city in New York State, I guess is where I'm driving at.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the retail is in the southern end of Norwich, where most of the retail space in the south is also developed. There's a very limited amount of retail space that's available. So as you look at this plaza and whatnot, as you're kind of scanning here through Google, you'll see exactly what's available right there. This looks a bit dated with that for rent sign, but yeah, you'll scan right over there and you'll see what this plaza really looks like. It's a very sizable plaza, and like I say, there's a lot of opportunity there. I'm certainly working on trying to get some nationals in there, which I think this needs. That way, we get a foothold in there. And then actually to the far right, you can't see it from this view, but you'll also, there's, like I say, the brand new Aldi that I put in there.
Uh-huh.
So with, they paid 400 some odd thousand for the 2 acres of land. Yeah, you go down here a little bit. Let's see if it's even there. Oh my gosh, that's how old this is. Yeah, this is a real old Google view, because right there beyond those for sale signs is where Aldi is.
So,
like I say, I did that over 2 years ago, right there.
wow. Huh.
Yeah, this is kind of a dated Google shot, but there you go.
That's great. I wonder if there's a way to get them to request that they update their photos. Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Are you pulling this out of my site, I assume?
So yeah, this is coming from from your LinkedIn profile, not your LinkedIn profile, your quantum listing profile, and
Uh-huh.
at the bottom was a map here in the location section, and so we just used the we went to satellite, and then we used I can't remember what this thing is called, the little guy, and
Yeah, the Golden Globe.
yeah, and then if you there's a little button that you can toggle at the top right, and that brings the Google image to full screen.
Okay, yeah, because I never really examined that after. What happens is the way we get into quantum is everything is through build out with Keller Williams.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't look at a Google map after I load something through build out.
Yeah, no, build out has been fantastic and has introduced many of our users to quantum listing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are big fans of build out. Have you taken the survey that they co-sponsor, the DNA of commercial real estate?
I don't believe I have.
We'll put a link in the chat for that, or maybe we'll send it out. But it's a terrific survey that they have done for, this is the fourth year, and we did a webinar on this last week, and it was really interesting. And it's a sort of a way of benchmarking yourself against your peers in the industry about what technology you're using, how much time you spend on different tasks, like business development, marketing, etc. So
Uh-huh.
it really is well worth doing. Well worth doing.
Okay.
So,
All right. All right. Do you want to go into another one of my listings? Or?
that would be great. Alan Zuckerman. Hello, Alan. I see Alan is now with us, although he's muted. I'll send an unmute request to him so that he can join the conversation.
I
Alan,
heard you, and I'm unmuted.
okay, welcome. Say hello to Jeff Brunel and to Julia you've met.
Hello.
We're going to go
Hey, Alan.
back to Jeff's profile. While I'm here, you can see, since it sounds like you haven't spent much time on quantum listing, up here next to the logo, you can toggle between searching for locations or users. And in this case, we're going to switch it to the user. And there you go. All right. So you want to tell us about one of your other listings?
Sure. We could go to, what is that, 9845 River Road, says Utica, New York.
Got it. Okay.
All right. That's just a small little plaza. I should probably tag that in Marcy, New York, but it's right next door to Utica.
Uh-huh.
This whole area up here in the Utica area is actually going through what I would call a resurgence. Downtown Utica is absolutely booming with redevelopment and whatnot. We also have a proposed new hospital going in. That's all within probably a mile of this little plaza. The plaza is a bit dated, but the stable, they've all been there for years. They are month to month on the leases, but that could always be handled by an investor going in and simply putting in leases. Markets are a little bit below rent also, so there's been some increases that have been starting to happen there through my suggestion to the landlord. But back to that, this whole Utica Marcy area, directly behind this in Marcy is the SUNY campus, SUNY Poly campus. They're looking to put a nano center in there. I don't know if anyone's familiar with nanotechnology, but once that hits, this area is absolutely going to explode. I mentioned the proposed hospital in downtown Utica that is going to be coming aboard. That's going to be probably a 2 or 3 year construction of a brand new hospital. We have the Utica Memorial Auditorium. They do all sorts of events there. We have American Hockey League there that is a constant draw. But they also just announced that we're putting in 3 more hockey rinks. Youth hockey is absolutely huge here. Anyone that follows the youth hockey program, I feel sorry for the hockey parents. They think the soccer is bad, but hockey parents, boy, I'll tell you, they go to Toronto, they go to Buffalo, they go to Ottawa, Montreal, Boston, Philadelphia, every other weekend, it seems, if not every weekend. So this is going to be a factor of, again, more people coming into our area. That's going to have a cause for more retail and more demand on that retail sector. So, again, it's a nice opportunity in upstate New York for an investor.
And am I right? It's really $50 a foot, or even a little bit less. What the
Yep. There's two properties in there. I didn't divide that out. Yeah, there's that building and then the one next door to it.
Wow.
So again, that square footage price.
That's unbelievable. And you couldn't build that for $50 a square foot, I don't think. At least not with anything that would sell.
Yeah. So.
And is the curve still there and the doggy daycare, or?
Yep, everything is still there. And then actually off to the right of that, there's actually a bar, and the lady is the owner of the bar is actually the property manager. Quite frankly, all the landlord does here is collect rent.
Yeah.
It's been in the family for years.
And what type of is there deferred maintenance here? Does somebody have to come in and do a new roof or air conditioning units, or it's a
Nope, we had a guy up on the roof. The roof's in pretty decent shape. Couple little spots here and there. Somebody could make it look a little more to the 2019 standards, but there's a little bit of sidewalk work that needs to be done. There was some patchwork between the two buildings that should have been done before the snow hit up here. But we had such a rainy fall. I honestly don't know if they got to that because it was a small job. So.
This is Alan Zuckerman. What is the cap rate? I'm seeing 549. Is there a cap rate on that?
I don't have the NOI and whatnot in front of me to give you that cap rate. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to make this meeting, Alan. So we're just kind of bouncing through.
No problem.
Yeah, Alan, you want to put your email address in the chat box so that Jeff can copy it down and get in touch with you?
Sure.
Yeah, and I'll put mine in right now too.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and then Alan, we were just talking about another plaza that I have in Norwich, New York, that is also on quantum listing.
Here, we'll go back to that.
Yep, I saw that.
All right, so this one, and I'm just beginning to the plaza, the square feet available, 104,000 square feet. Is that the size of the shopping center, or is that the size of the property?
104,000 square feet is the size of the plaza. The property itself is about 24 acres.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah, got it down here, 26 acres. So this one is going for like $15 a square foot, the purchase price.
Yeah. Yep. The place is a bargain. I'll tell you, if I had the money to sink into this thing, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But I don't.
And the Aldi is a shadow is next door, so it's not part of the plaza. It's not part of this.
Yep. Yeah, they bought the couple acres there. I want to say the 2 acres that they bought off of us was about $450,000. And then, of course, the county messed it up, and they said that Aldi bought this entire plaza according to the county information, and that's wrong. This is owned by folks out of New York City that I represent.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, wait, hold on. This is great. We, I think, in addition to doing quantum list, I'm a commercial real estate broker, and I can think of a couple of people that I want to offer this to right off the top of my head. So,
awesome.
Hopefully, do you have? Let me send you. I'll put my email address, my brokerage email address, in the chat, and maybe if you have any additional information, you can send that to me at that email address. Awesome. I think Alan, are you Jeff? Do you want to tell us about another one of your listings, or we can also come back to you and go over to?
Yeah, I want to do some of Alan's.
Okay, Alan, you ready for us?
Well, I've got one that is not in quantum listing yet that might be interesting to my upstate friends. I'm representing Rite Aid in Rotterdam. It's a new listing that I just picked up. It's a sublet for through 2026. They're asking $8 a square foot. Freestanding building, Adelaide with a drive-through. So it's a really nice retail building. About 25,000 cars a day to go by it. So I don't know if that's close enough to be in your market. But
it's an hour and a half away from me. That's not bad. Now they're looking to lease that at $8 a square foot.
Yeah, Walgreens is still on the hook through 2025. So they're asking at this point $8 a square foot.
Okay. Do they have any thoughts that they would even want to sell that property?
Again, I'm dealing with the Walgreens people, and they're not in the real estate business. They don't own it.
Right.
So at this point, it's not really available for sale.
Okay. And you said that was Rotterdam. Okay.
Rotterdam.
I know right where Rotterdam is.
On Altamont Avenue.
Okay.
And how far south do you travel for deals, Jeff?
I basically do about an hour and a half to 2 hours of travel for out of Utica, so that puts me right through Albany, down to Binghamton, up to Watertown, and west of Zurich.
Yeah, hi, it's Ruth Culp speaking.
Hello, Ruth. Welcome to the call.
Yeah. Hi, David. Perlmutter.
Yeah. So we're on the phone with Alan Zuckerman and Jeff Cranell. Jeff was just telling us about a couple of retail centers he represents in upstate New York. And Alan, about a Rite Aid he's got for sublease. Is there anything you would like to share with us today?
Yeah, well, I've got some space. I mean, my space is New York City, so I don't know if that's a non-starter for this group.
I always want to hear about stuff. You never know.
Sure. Yeah. Let me see if I can send a link. I've got a number of sublets and direct space.
Great.
But you go ahead. So let me work on getting you guys this information.
Okay, very good.
The other thing, gentlemen, I guess while we're here, Alan and David, if you get into a situation, and you want to have some representation up here, I don't know how you guys, get up here or whatever, or have other relationships, but, I'd love to take on other work and would gladly do referrals too.
That's good. That's good for me because I'm getting more and more stuff upstate New York. It's a little far.
Yeah.
I sit here in Westchester County, so it's a little far for me to travel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I know right where you're at. I don't focus just on plazas either. I mean, being in Utica, New York, I'll honestly take on whatever work I can. Yep. Businesses for sale, industrial, office, whatever the case might be.
Excellent.
Yeah, I would just say the same if I could interject. If any of you guys have any clients coming to New York City and you want a co-broke, I have my own boutique firm, so we can pay excellent referral cuts. And we do tenant representation in New York City, office space.
Okay. Can you put your contact information in the chat box, please?
Yeah, I did put, I thought I did that, but
maybe you have to hit enter or something. I don't know.
I did. I thought I did it, and now I'm looking at North Norwich Plaza. Right.
That's actually
yeah.
Okay.
The chat box is right hand corner.
Yeah. Ruth, I know. It's Ruth at Wharton Properties?
Yeah.
All right. If I get it wrong, you'll let me know.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Ruth, I know, is also a member. I'm not sure if your listings are current or not, but let's see. So it looks like you've got a bunch of, when you added them, a bunch of...
Yeah, actually, yeah, these aren't, I've got other listings. But I think, for this group, David, kind of the more pertinent thing is if anyone knows companies in New York, that are either looking to sublease their space or they've got a lease coming due, or looking for new space, that if, I can be your New York representative and we can do a co-broke.
Awesome.
Works for all of us.
Yeah, I've been in business for a really long time and doing tenant wrap.
Before you were independent.
Who was I with? Galbraith and Patterson Partners?
Zuckerman.
Sorry?
It's Alan Zuckerman who said he knows you.
Yeah, no, I know Larry's. It's common name.
If you folks also ever run into some plazas that somebody would buy on a high cap rate, this guy buys in like the 13, 14 cap rate range, but they're also cash buyers.
Excellent.
So I have that opportunity.
Good. All right. So, since I've got a captive audience, I'm going to show you one of my listings for sale. This is one that we have in Paterson, New York, on Route 22, and it is a 13-acre site, and has very flexible zoning on it. And
I can help you search the web for 20.
My watch decided to talk to me. And nice flat piece of land. You can do retail there. You can do warehouse, and it's quite reasonably priced. It's $475,000. I mean, it may not be Utica reasonable, but it's Putnam County reasonable. So
yeah,
it's a nice piece of land. It could be mini storage. Route 22 is goes from basically the New York City border up into the Berkshires. So during the summer, it's a lot of traffic. And here we'll give you the aerial view of it.
So that's somewhere down near David.
Yeah. How do we get to the bird's eye?
I meant that's down near Allen and his area.
Yep, not too far. This is like there's always traffic, and there was no cars on the road, but I see there are some over here. So, okay. All right, let's see if I can pull up. This will give you an idea of where you are. Hudson River is right here.
Yep.
And you're not far from 84 and 684 in that area. So, good location. We also have a bank for sale in Pearl River. We do have a couple of offers on it at this point. But it's a nice former Key Bank branch, and asking price is $800,000. It's zoned for either a bank, office, or a church. Can't do regular retail here, but Pearl River is a nice part of Rockland County, and certainly would love to hear any offers for that one as well. You got another one, Jeff, that you want to share?
Yeah, you could click back in there and refresh my memory.
Hang on. All right.
What else we've got?
Any farmers out there? We got a former dairy farm.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm kind of pumped up on is when this farmers bills go through, that's organic land, and hemp is going to become a really large industry in the United States. That's going to be ideal. That's what I'm banking on for that property.
Yeah,
but then we got the right, better, have the right assets to turn around and develop that. So.
Well, one of the choices for asset class when you're choosing when you're adding your listings is cannabis approved. So far it's not applicable to New York, but in California, Colorado, a bunch of other places.
Okay.
So once Governor Cuomo follows up on his campaign promise to make cannabis and hemp legal, then you can switch the asset type there, and you'll sell it.
Yep. Well, hemp and cannabis are certainly two different things. But the hemp thing, I believe, when the federal government does it, I think it's going to roll right through all the states with the new farm bill. I could be wrong.
Interesting.
Because hemp is a product that you cannot have THC in, and what little THC there is, it has to be within a certain amount, and you can't even smoke it or whatever. It's a total different use.
Yeah. Interesting. And it grows like a weed, I hear.
I hear that too. Yeah. Let's see. Can you scroll down through here? I've got a motel up in the Adirondacks. It's a nice little motel that's sitting up there for someone that wants a mom and pop's place right on the water. Let's see. We talked about the River Road. Yeah, that place right there. I mean, it's right there on Oxbow Lake.
Is it expandable?
Yeah, there's some room there that you could come out in the front and whatnot. Obviously, we got to work with the Adirondack Park agency, though. And that's a kind of a goofy looking little property, but there's a house down in front of it that's not included with it. There's people from Florida that own that. I told the owners of this place to get hold of them because I could list both of them and sell both together, which would be ideal.
Yeah, it's 2 stories. Now, is there any possibility to convert this into like little residential units, or it has to be a hotel?
The rooms are kind of small, so I don't know if it would be really ideal in that regards.
Got it. Is that me?
A nice small lake up in the Adirondacks. Route 8 is one of the major corridors that runs through the Adirondacks.
There you go. I've never really been up in the Adirondacks. One of these days.
Yeah, you should go up to Lake George and Lake Plaza. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah. I guess I've gone as far as like actually, I did go to Lake George once to the there's a hotel, like a big hotel there. Can't remember the name of it.
Sagamore?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Sagamore. Yeah, that's just drop dead gorgeous. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'll be there in about 2 weeks for they're making literally a outdoor ice bar up there.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to Florida next week or in a couple of days and coming back and going to that. Go figure.
Well, hopefully it's not 4 degrees like it was yesterday in New York down here. But you're probably used to that.
That's nothing. The wind chill at the top of Whiteface Mountain north of Lake Placid in the Adirondacks was 114 below.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
No exaggeration.
Wow.
Yeah, 114 below with wind chill. Well, right here at my house in Utica, New York, the wind chill was probably 30 below. So.
How do you keep it warm?
Yeah, welcome to upstate.
Yeah. Guess you must have a good sweater collection.
I do. I'm a skier too.
Right, so you welcome the cold, perhaps.
So let's see what else. I've got a RV business for sale. That should be on there, I would think.
Let's see. Could be on the next page. This one, Boulevard Trailers.
There you go, Boulevard Trailers. Yep.
Now, I don't really know anything about the RV business.
Yeah, he does a lot with service and whatnot. He has some small lines for caps and things like that with trucks. $1.3 million. He's got 4.3 acres sitting right there. I think about 10,000 square feet worth of building. Yeah, it says 9,800. He's been there forever. His father owned the business prior. He's now getting older and looking to retire. It's a nice takeover type of business for someone in that industry that could actually throw some major lines in there, like the Camping Worlds of the world, because there's virtually no competition for this guy in the entire Utica region.
Yeah. And so he's selling and servicing them. He's not renting out spaces to, park them or leave them, to live in. Correct?
Correct. Yep. But he does also allow people.
David, it looks like another call is coming.
People can rent space behind the facility that they don't have storage for them in their own property and stuff like that, and that generates actually a couple $1,000s a month just on that end of it. You have that right in there. They're all owned by people, and they pay rent that leave them there, but they do not live. They'll come yank them out, use them for the summer, and bring them back for 10 months.
Got it. So it's like dry dock, but for RVs.
Yeah. There's a good shot of the property.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. What does an RV cost? Do you have any idea?
Oh my gosh, I've seen RVs go anywhere from used ones of $65,000 all the way up to $250,000.
Wow.
Yeah, RVs is big business.
Have you taken an RV vacation?
Yeah, there's even RV brokers out there, and they do pretty good.
Ruth, have you ever taken an RV vacation?
No, I haven't. It doesn't sound like I can. It sounds like I had no idea these RVs are so expensive.
Oh yeah, it's crazy money.
Wow.
You can go visit your daughter, take a road trip and visit your daughter at Emory.
Good idea.
Have you done the drive to Atlanta yet?
No. How is that?
Long. You want to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
We would stop in Virginia, I think, usually when we drove.
Yeah.
So that's great.
And where's your son these days, David? Any place you can drive to?